Hello and welcome everybody to the Trackalicious Monday Rookie Series here at Brands Hatch. I hope everyone's having a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I'm Mike Nause here in the booth, and we're ready for some rookie racing here today on this fine evening. We have plenty of drivers in the server as it stands, 30 of them currently as in free practice, haven't quite yet moved over to qualifying just yet. But as I said moments before here, we are, of course, here at Brands Hatch, one of my all-time favorite tracks. Of course, 2.4 miles. And as Murray Walker once said, why the authorities spend millions of pounds trying to turn Silverstone into a great circuit when we already have one in Brands Hatch is a mystery to me. I couldn't agree with him more. No, not really. Silverstone's amazing. Let's not be on, or let's not get too ahead of ourselves. And also welcome everybody in chat. Of course, I see we have, even before the stream started, we had Scott Sullivan dropping a subscription. So thank you to Scott Sullivan for that early on. We got Doc Mill, we got Nate Lamlin in here. We have Tropical the Dragon. Welcome everybody. Lizzie, Jeremy. Hope everyone's having a great night. We got 630, Flirty 630. Welcome. Home race, let's go. Awesome, like to hear it. Brands Hatch greater than Silverstone. Okay, I love to see it. I have a big forehead today. I always have a big forehead. What do you mean? My forehead hasn't changed, Jeremy. I appreciate the observation, but yes, I have a large forehead. What do you want me to... No, it just looks ridiculous. An energy already given there to Lizzie. Love to see that. Thank you, Jeremy. You're always a very, your input's always very, yeah, welcome, to say the least, I suppose, maybe. Maybe not. And Flirty630 dropping a Prime sub for 3 months. Thank you very much. Your support is absolutely much appreciated here at Trackalicious. We thank you guys so much, even just for being here. And red flag early. Oh my. Nate Lamlin redeeming a hydrate. I'll give Nate what he wants. Nate, if anyone doesn't know what any liquid is besides kratom powder. Well, that's not a liquid, that's a powder. But kratom powder and water. There's no kratom powder in here, in case anyone was wondering. It's just water. But, yes. Some liquid death water. I've seen that on the shelf. It could be anything. You're right, Tropical Dragon. Could be anything, even a boat. But it's water. And Sharpenberry redeeming a hydrate. Alright, since it's Sharpenberry, I'll go unhealthily. Not to say I don't know Sharpenberry. Maybe you are even more healthy than Nate. Nate is a very healthy man. Ah, yes, Tropical Dragon. That's where I keep my gallon of vodka and I drink it straight. We'll go with some caffeine. Get caffeinated before we get into these exciting sessions. We got 2 races here tonight. 2 qualifyings, of course, as well to support. So far, as I said, 30 drivers before we hop into qualifying. So it'll be quite the heated one. Like I say, it's Brands Hatch. Tight, twisty. This is known as Silverstone, but with the... It's known as Monaco, but with the runoff areas. You think you'll have some caffeine as well, Nate? I love it. Caffeine is, it's a very effective substance. Not for children, obviously. Only for people above the age of, like, what? What does this say on here? I don't know. Not recommended for children. People sensitive to caffeine. Or people... Okay, why are we reading this can on stream? We're already off track here tonight, and we have qualifying starting up. Let's get into the actual session here tonight. I had to throw it in, Nate. And DT Thomas, oh my goodness, welcome. This is your first league race tonight. Oh, don't worry, man. just remember to relax. That's my biggest advice there. If you have nervous hands going into the race, you're going to be nervous on track. And you just got to be confident out there. That's my biggest advice. But best of luck to you. And there we go. Nate Lamlin giving you some energy as well, Snoopy. First car that we have out on track is going to be the, well, Kevin Rivera blaming cold tires, I would imagine at this point. But maybe overcooking it just slightly. Still is the first car out on track here tonight, though. In the Noobs R Us livery, Noobs R Us Trackalicious inspired livery, of course. And why don't we get in here to an onboard lap with Kevin Rivera, the Puerto Rican driver, now crossing the line to start the first lap here tonight. Bit deep into the first corner, bit of a correction at the wheel as a result. But now coming down through Paddock Hill Bend into Druids, nice and tidy into second gear. First gear, my bad. The Alpine can actually use first gear. That's a car that I didn't know that. All right. Down through second, though. Oh, a bit of a moment. Coming on now into Surtees. There's a car stranded off to the side. Don't get distracted by that. Nice and tidy on to the straight. Now coming downhill into Hawthorne Bend. It's going to be a single downshift into fourth gear, keeping it nice and clean on the inside line. Didn't quite use all the track there, but now looking for the next apex. Down a gear into second, third, into fourth, heading now up the hill. Back through everybody's favorite corner, Dingle Dell. And accelerating on. Never a dull moment here at Brands Hatch as we're now coming through the penultimate corner. Pull up the timings for Kevin Rivera here as he comes across the line. We were seeing 131s, 132s in practice. It's going to be a 132.7. Definitely room for improvement there, and it is immediately improved on by the Ironman Alpine of Dan Brace. And now to catch up on chat, because I kind of had to be fully immersed for that. Thank you very much to Bill Robertson, 42, for the follow. Lead Paw Racing, welcome, supporting Paula. Got to show some love there for Paula Brady. You love to see it. Ghost in chat as well. Welcome, new chatter. And Lizzie, showing some Puerto Rican love. Of course, we will see Lizzie Alicea out there on track tonight. She's currently in the pits, though, awaiting her turn, where we will see the red plates out there afterwards. Currently, though, it's just the white plates on track, and we're looking at Dan Brace still on that pole position after we have 10 people setting their lap. Dan Brace with a stormer of a first lap. John Hawley here, 0.3 off, though. Coming up through Dingledell and into the, in too deep there. Some 41, the name of that corner for him. Kevin Rivera to come across the line, though, with an improvement. Is it going to be enough for pole position? No, it's just enough to stay third position and improve on his time. Although he is only 0.008 of a second away from John Hawley. That is quite the margin there between P2 and P3. And Hiltz, welcome. Do you like the cheese? Have we seen Provolone? I don't think Provolone's in this league, is he? Is Jason Provolone in this league? I'm not I don't think he is. Oh, he is in this league. Oh my goodness, he is. How did I miss that? course, it ain't easy being cheesy, and it ain't easy being overlooked by the commentators either, as he's down here in 6th position. Thank you, Tropical. I know, right? It's literally probably the most popular driver on the grid. And, most popular non-streamer driver on the grid. Speaking of streamers and non-streamers, we got Mike Patrick here, Assbox on Twitch. He is sitting down in P15 right now. Currently last in terms of the timing charts. Excuse me. Whoa, lost my voice there. That's what the monster does to you. So, definitely wanting to make an improvement there. Dan Brace, though, improving every single lap, it seems. And, well, so is Kevin Rivera. He's chipping away at the timing. He's got an ice pick, and he's trying to go through 1,000-year-old ice, but eventually it will break. And Dan Brace in the Alpine here doing a great job of holding on right now. The Monster F1 team, isn't that just Mercedes? Pretty sure that's just because Lewis Hamilton, in fact, if anyone knows how to get it in the States. No, that's a tin can F. Okay. If anyone knows how to get the Lewis Hamilton flavored Monster in the States, please let me know because I want to try it. I think it's a UK thing, though, I would imagine. Lil, you do have to register for this. Yes, you can register on SimGrid, which I will type the link there. Does it taste like his sweat? See, that's why wet socks. I need to know. I need to know what either the Lewis well, did they flavor the Monster after Lewis Hamilton? Does it just taste blessed? I don't know. See, these are things I need to find out. But anyways, on SimGrid, you can find the Rookie Series there where you can sign up. The league, I do not think, is full at the moment. No, it is not. It's not even close to full. So there should be more than enough slots available to join in. Zero sugar. It definitely would. I think it is one of the zero sugar ones. Ooh, Paula Brady with a big error there. Currently sitting out in 10th position. She's looking to need to make an improvement soon enough. Definitely seen more out of Paula Brady. I think we've seen her up on the top 4. I think her highest starting position, I think it was 4th place at one point, if I remember correctly. I think she had 6th in the last race, if I'm not mistaken. This is all off memory. I don't actually remember. The website says peach nectarine. So is that what Lewis Hamilton tastes like? Because I'm drinking... What's the difference between peach nectarine and peachy keen? Because I'm drinking peachy keen right now. This is what you call marketing, folks. Louty, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Oh, thank you, Wet Socks. I appreciate it. I read, honestly, more of that than I wanted to. Caffeine 0.03%. That seems like quite a bit of a percentage. But I don't know, is it? Anyways, it doesn't matter. What matters is the qualifying. And we're coming down to the virtual checkered flag soon enough here. I think we are about... Yeah, it is going to be at the 10-minute mark. Yes, okay. At the 10-minute mark, the virtual checkered flag has fallen. Any driver to come across the line at this point will no longer be able to start a lap. I think. Let me just double check with Chronotis. Maybe it might have been 9 minutes. Okay, no. Chronotis has backed out of his lap. It is 10 minutes, I think. I honestly don't know. I didn't hear that in the driver's briefing. Ooh, invalidation just about for John Hawley. He keeps it right on the limit, but he's kind of swerving ever. He's lost quite a bit of time throughout this lap. Unfortunately, I think that is going to be the end there of his qualifying. John Hawley, though, up into 4th position. Not the worst result there for the Chili and Lime racing car. And I think we are not going to see the rookies pouring out yet. So it's at the 9-minute mark. Okay. And Jeremy Cubbage there giving some energy to Nauber. Seamus, have I missed your incredible driving yet? Of course I have. How could I not? Our races have been very clean lately. If you're looking to spice it up a little bit, there's plenty of spots available. No, I'm only kidding. For at least $8 a can, though. See, that's the thing, is I also don't want to pay ridiculous import taxes or anything like that to get a can of Monster. It's just not quite worth it. Let's follow along with Jacob Little, though. Jacob Little coming through the first of our rookie drivers out on track. 74 car this week in the AMG, the Ronin Racing, coming through Surtees right now. Up now, heading towards Pilgrim's Drop. It's going to be flat out all the way where you're looking for your braking marker. It's going to be that little patch of dirt off to the side. Down 2 gears in the AMG. Into 3rd, up into 4th. Maybe not quite the gearing he was looking for there. Maybe too quick into the corner, which, yes, he is. Lots of understeer for that AMG. Did he keep that valid? He did. Coming through Dingle Dell. Lovely apex now. Through Westfield Bend. In through Derek Minter? Derek Minter Straight? Who is that? I don't know. Oh, I'm looking at the map backwards anyways. It's cleared. Oh, I was looking at the map backwards the whole time. Jacob Little there to come across the line in 12th position. Great result there for his first lap. A 1:33.6 is the time to beat for the rookies as it stands. Scott Sullivan behind. We have Biddulph, Benjamin Biddulph there in the GT4 Audi, coming across the line in 16th position. It's going to be second in terms of the rookies. Been practicing other leagues, whoa, excuse me. Been practicing other sims and wanting to take the summer league off. You know what? Fair enough. You'll be back. And that was a solid lap for Jake. One Bigley. Welcome. Welcome. And one driver I am curious at taking a look at here is Jason Nauber, the Noobs R Us junior driver, sitting in P25 currently. We also have Lizzie Alisea out on track, of course, yet to set a time. Taking a look, I'm not seeing Miss Kakasian out there on track this week, unfortunately. So it is going to be Lizzie Alisea representing here. The other Noobs R Us junior, the Janetta. She's currently on an invalid lap. We'll check back with her in a little bit. Nauber as well. He is going to be the next driver to set a valid time. Coming through, or excuse me, Biddulph actually improved on his time as well. Jason Nauber, though, coming across the line. Can he improve on his time? I think he does improve on it, but it's not enough for a position. Scott Sullivan as well as Thomas. Ooh. Darren Thomas with a stonker lap there, coming up in 5th position. Scott Sullivan as well, working his way up there. Scott Sullivan, a driver who's put in a ton of effort in terms of these GT4 cars to become quicker and quicker over the leagues. Contending up there for the pole position in terms of the rookie class right now. Darren Thomas, I'd be interesting to hear. I think Darren Thomas, a newer name in the rookie league. So potentially an older player that decided to come back and has found their pace pretty quickly, if that is the case, or a newer driver that has really picked up the game quite quick. Scott Sullivan, though, to come across the line, 133.3, starting his next lap. We'll take a look here. Casey Swanseeger, can he take the... He does take it away there from Scott Sullivan. Puts him in P2. No, it doesn't. Jacob Little. While we were watching all of that action unfold, I missed it. Jacob Little managed to sneak his way up into the second slot of the red plate drivers. Now that is a lap. Jacob Little finding some serious pace in this AMG. That first lap that we were on board with him, he definitely did not have the heat into the tires because he has found a complete another level here. Heading up into everybody's favorite corner, Dingledell. Nice and tidy, but a little too tidy, I would say. He actually dropped a couple tenths through there. On the throttle very early, a bit of oversteer. He was up on the lap. We went on board with him, and now he's losing it. We got Eric the Boss Kakas in chat as well. Eric the Boss Kakas, where is Miss the Boss Kakas? Jacob Little comes across the line. 10th down on his previous lap. Scott Sullivan stays equal with his time. Oh, okay. Well, Thomas, Snoopy. What a result. I know you were saying I completely forgot. You were saying you were shaken before this. Well, it seems like you pulled your composure together and managed to slam in a lap. So, great work to you, man. Jacob Little, 7 tenths up on his current lap. He's dead even with Ricardo Sapien as it stands. A 133. What is it? 077 is the time. Still shaking. That was quite the lap, though, I will say. Unfortunately, we didn't quite catch it, but up there in P5. Got to keep it together for the race. Coming across the line, Jacob Little, 6 tenths. Where is this going to put him in terms of the position? It puts him up into 6th place, right behind Darren Thomas. What a lap. That is an extremely well put together lap for Jacob Little, and he has another attempt at it as well. In the chat, the crowd goes wild. The applause is rampant. Jacob Little slamming his way up to P2 and asserting it. Goes in front of the likes of Mike Burkov even in the same machinery. That is quite the feat right there. Now all eyes are on Casey Swanseeger, Scott Sullivan, and Seth Lincoln. What can they end up doing? They're all about dead even with their time, though. Seth Lincoln's got a lot of lap to go, and so does Casey Swanseeger. Scott Sullivan, though, needs to get a hustle on. Kevin Rivera, am a rookie. Scott Sullivan, though, Down a tenth. Oh, and he's wide. That is going to lose him a couple more tenths. Yeah, hate to see that for sure. Scott Sullivan pushing extremely hard here in that Azure number 43 AMG. Coming around Clark Curve now, heading back towards the Paddock Hill bend. It is going to be no time gained. 2/10 off the time, in fact, for Scott Sullivan. Casey Swanseeger not looking much better. 3/10 off the time for him. 14th position is where he's going to reside. Third, though, overall, so keeps the podium. He doesn't need to improve. But what a lap there from Darren Thomas as well as Jacob Little. Incredible results shown there from the two red plate drivers. And camera angles are going to be fun on this track. That's right. I forgot about that. We'll make do. Wouldn't a pro rookie be more of a rookie than an amateur rookie? You know, Thomas, I'm not sure I'm necessarily qualified to answer that question. I just work here. In Tropical, Benjamin Bidoff. I got to remember that. It's so hard remembering Twitch names with actual names. Bidoff, I got your name memorized down, but it's just so hard. But nonetheless, why don't we get in here, meet our drivers. Kevin the Rookie Rivera, yep. As once again, it's another Alpine front row lockout. There's not as many Alpines, though, this week as there was last week, which is good to see. There was a lot of Alpines out there. But Alpine dominance once again this week, and starting in pole position is going to be the Ironman Alpine of Dan Brace, the number 46 here, lined up next to Kevin Rivera, the Noobs Are Us driver, the Puerto Rican, on P2. Casey Schutte for third fastest in the 444 Reckless Racing GT4. Let's hope we keep that down to a minimum here tonight. John Hawley in fourth position, locking out our second row. Darren Thomas, first position in terms of our red plates, fifth position overall. Incredible result there for the rookie driver out there, returning rookie driver, might I say. Jacob Little in sixth position, absolutely smashing result there as well from him. Seventh fastest for Mike Burkhoff, followed up behind is going to be Paula Brady in the number 48 McLaren. David Collins, ninth fastest in the Noobs Are Us McLaren as well. Jason Provolone, it ain't easy being cheesy. No, it most certainly is not. In P10, rounding out our top 10 in the Porsche, followed up by CJ Engine in the AMG P11. Jeremy Cubbage is going to be 12th fastest, followed up by Ricardo Sapien in 13th. Casey Swanseeger rounding out our podium for the red plates there in 14th position. Scott Sullivan in 15th, respectively. The 43 Azure AMG. Benjamin Bidoff, the GW Racing GT4. The Audi, of course. 776 in P16. Very happy with his result. Seth Lincoln in P17. Mike Patrick, 18th fastest, followed up by Aaron Miller in 19th. Dana Versosa, 20th to round out our top 20 there, the Brazilian driver. Adam King in P21. Alex Ishii, 22nd fastest, followed up by Travis Barrett in P23. Jacob Church, 24th fastest, followed up by Zane Bliskett in P25. Andy Oak, the number 19 in P26 there, followed up by Stephen Music, the 456 show racing. Jason Nauber, the Canadian driver, in P28, followed by Omar Ashraf in the pits. Lizzie Alisea going to be starting in P29 effectively. And Professor Chronotis, the 42 driver, will be starting in last but not least. Of course, Professor Chronotis a little bit late to the party. Only got a lap down in qualifying. The drivers are now underway. We start our 2.4 mile out lap here. Very 2.6. Why did I remember 2.4? Whatever. 2.6 miles around Brands Hatch here. A very, very historic track. Been around since about 1953, and it really hasn't changed much since then. It's only been added onto, actually. The original track layout is still there to this day. We don't use it here on Assetto Corsa Competizione, of course. But, yeah, as the quote that I said earlier from the legend Murray Walker, you know, he has commentated plenty of races here. I think he's raced here himself in motorcycles, if I'm not mistaken. So, one very in tune with this track. We're going to have 20 minutes here tonight for race 1 of the Rookie GT4 League here tonight. Of course, there will be another race after that, another qualifying, followed up by another race. So plenty of action here to go throughout the night. One thing you also love to see is the amount of effort put into the liveries here in terms of these rookies. It's absolutely incredible. These are all GT4 cars, remember. How many GT4 public lobbies? Well, I mean, you can't use liveries in public lobbies in general, but still, GT4s, you know, they're not the most popular in ACC, but nonetheless, we're traversing it here. They are one of the most fun, in my opinion, that's for sure. In fact, maybe not, if not the most fun. But that's all out the window right now, as we have Dan Brace on pole position, getting ready to start us away here tonight. Kevin Rivera going to take it to him into the first corner. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Got 20 minutes on the clock here. It's an Alpine lockout here in Great Britain tonight. As we're green now, heading into the first corner, and it's going to be not the greatest start for the Noobs R Us drivers. Sort of under pressure from behind immediately. Casey Schutte going to be making moves, but we have 3 wide behind the Bullard, ruthlessly taken out as well. Coming out into Druids. This is where we're going to Constantina up. Everybody needs to keep an eye out. There's almost contact that Noobs R Us McLaren managing to skate by. We see Jacob Little on the outside into the grass. Everybody, though, nip and tuck so far. It's very, very clean. We are completely green. Not a yellow flag to be seen, in fact. Proto Sapien looking to potentially... Or, excuse me, that's Casey Swanseger I was trying to look at. Casey Swanseger, though, under threat from Biddulph behind. Biddulph on the outside, takes to the grass. He's going to have to go for an on-the-grass pass, but it's a little too bumpy out there, loses traction. That's going to put him under pressure, potentially from Mike Patrick in the AMG Black. This is going to be a bold overtake if we go for it, and it is going to be a lunge down the inside coming through. They almost make contact. Biddulph forced a bit wide, but it's clean all the way around. The AMG is through. What an overtake there from Mike Patrick. Getting his elbows out early. Up at the front here, we see quite the lead already taken from Dan Brace, and it's a stop-go 30 picked up from Mike Burkov, unfortunately. I'm not sure how that was picked up. Everybody else, though, fairly in line, I would say. Not looking to do anything too crazy yet. We have Adam King in the Camaro here. Looking to make a move. Oh, the Bullards! What did the Bullards do to you, Scott Sullivan? Once again. Coming through to complete our first lap here. And it's going to be a move. Seth Lincoln needs to keep an eye in his rearview mirror and an eye in front of him as well. Sensory overload coming out in through the first lap. The 101 car. Taking a check back, or let's take a look at the overalls. As we have Lizzie Alisea down in 28th position. The 2 Noobs R Us junior drivers holding in strong behind the pack. Stephen Music behind Andy Oak. Andy Oak is looking to potentially make a move here onto Zane Bliskett. Zane, though, looking like they've got quite a bit of pace in them with a very bright neon green McLaren. That's kind of cool, actually. Andy Oak, though, behind. Oh, yellow flags for Jason Provolone. He has found an escape off to the side. What's happened for him? Am I going to be able to catch it in time? That's the question. Nope. I'm not. able to catch the runoff, unfortunately. Not sure what led up to that. The car looks like mostly intact. That might have been just a little bit too deep, and as a result, Jason Provolone plummets down to P27. We're continued green flag racing here. Scott Sullivan looking to make a move on to Adam King. Needs to keep an eye behind, though, with Aaron Miller hot on his tail. Too late on the brakes. Provolone. Your fan base, excuse me, is going to be lighting you up. Down the inside, though, goes Aaron Miller. That was an extreme send. I think that was 2 positions gained for Aaron Miller. Travis Barrett, tries to go through, runs a bit deep. Oh my goodness. Alex Ishii sticking his nose in almost slightly too deep there. Just about makes contact with the likes of Travis Barrett and Scott Sullivan. Travis Barrett, Scott Sullivan, though, side by side as they come up the hill now. We do have Scott Sullivan staying ahead for now, but we see Alex Ishii looking to make a move potentially into the corner, backs out of it. That's, once again, such a bold overtake if you do end up going for that there. And thank you, Dominion, for the follow. Much appreciated. Yellow flags for Ricardo Sapien. He's facing the wall. What has happened to Ricardo Sapien here as we're side by side? That's Jacob Little there in front, and I'm not sure who the Noobs R Us driver is behind. Oh, the trees. Oh, Jacob Little washed wide, and unfortunately, whilst kind of coming back, he had the Noobs R Us driver. I'm not sure if the Noobs R Us driver pushed him into that or not. That was such a hard one to judge from that angle. Looked like just a racing incident. Oh no, and Benjamin Biddulph has found the gravel trap. Such a good qualifying result, down to 17th position, unfortunately, in the first lap, or first few laps, my bad. Let's watch that incident here as, oh, it's just way too deep into the first corner. Self-inflicted, unfortunately. There is plenty of action there into the third corner, second corner, what is, into Druids, whatever. I think it's the second corner. John Hawley, though, has caught up with Darren Thomas. Darren Thomas, the returning rookie, currently sitting 4th position. Let's go number 7, Mike Patrick here, fighting his way up the field. Yes, he's up 7 positions from where he started. What a result. As well as Daniel Versosa, massive shout out to him because he has managed to make up 8 positions. So sort of followed Mike Patrick through all of the action that's happened so far. Unfortunately, Jacob Little at one point, he dropped 7 positions. He started in P6 down to 13th currently. But yeah, Mike Patrick, definitely one of our biggest gainers here tonight. Keeping an eye on this pack for sure because there is some thick and tight action throughout. We also have Ricardo Sapien, though, side by side with Steven Music. Ricardo Sapien gets the job done there. I'm not sure who was ahead at the initial engagement. We also have Provolone and Nauber side by side. Nauber down the inside, needs to be careful with the car on the outside. Provolone goes a bit deep, manages to keep it, though, between the lines mostly. Position changes everywhere as Alex Ishii, I think, has just made up a position there onto Travis Barrett in P19 as well. Ooh, Travis Barrett actually falling down the field quite quickly. Oh no, and now he's going to be falling down the field even quicker. Spins facing the wrong way, unfortunately, at Hawthorne Bend. That is a really unfortunate spot to find yourself because cars are at their pretty much highest speed in the corner. Let's see what happened there. As we're coming through. Oh, he hit the curb on the inside, which forced him to understeer there. I'm sure there wasn't much he could have done, to be honest. Sort of a racing incident, but that is the dangers there of going for an overtake at that part of the track, really. as the bump on the inside can be absolutely lethal, as seen there. And Fostive, thank you very much for the follow, as well as supporting the number 28 car of Nauber. Nauber currently down in P26, but looking to maybe make it up to P25. In fact, does. What has happened? Ricardo Sapien. The pressure is getting to some of these drivers for sure. We're heading now into Druids, and that's the number 19 car from behind. That's Andy Oak. Makes contact and spins Ricardo Sapien around, unfortunately. As well, we see that battling between Steven Music and Andy Oak. It's still happening to this very second as we're back live with the action coming into Hawthorne Bend. It's going to be Steven Music down the inside. In fact, Andy Oak backed out a little bit too early. That's going to give Jason Provolone the potential opportunity. Lost the word there. To get an overtake done onto Steven Music. Provolone, he's down 14 positions after we saw that, I think it was the first lap incident, first or second lap. He's through, though, on Andy Oak. We also have Seth Lincoln getting overtaken there by Benjamin Biddulph. It's action throughout the field, can't keep up. And loads of Naubers. Wait a second. Nauber, what are you doing in chat? Adam King, what are you doing in the gravel trap? As he rejoins side by side with Benjamin Biddulph. Biddulph washes wide and makes a little bit of contact. Can we go back and see that? I'm not sure. Oh, we just catch it. It's an oversteer moment. You could just catch it at the very, very start of that. Comes back on track as safe as he really can. He joins basically still off the track, trying to get as out of the way as he can. So respects to him for that. And Biddulph, unfortunately, just a bit deep into that corner. Make a little bit of rubbing. No penalties necessary, though, for sure. As we're back at it here, Aaron Miller under some massive pressure from the British driver. We also have Casey Swanseeger and Mike Patrick with the yellow flags. They have come together. Oh, my goodness. What has happened here? Mike Patrick and Casey Swanseeger side by side. Oh no, Alex Ishii has also crashed while this has happened. Oh, and Mike Patrick makes contact with the rear end there. Luckily, they both keep it out of the barrier. In fact, they keep everything down to a minimum. They didn't spin. They didn't lose really many positions at all. So, not a bad crash for that corner especially. Adam King ahead, though, of this pack now with massive threat. Ooh, that 39 car getting a bit squirrely. So now we see Scott Sullivan under threat from Zane Blisket behind. Zane Blisket with a run almost to get the job done here onto Seth Lincoln as well. Doesn't quite have the brakes, though. Daniel Versosa is off the track there. And Jacob Little, Mike Patrick. What has happened? Why did we see 3 positions lost? What is... Okay, what? I think Daniel Versosa disconnected, and that's messing with the, yes. Oh my goodness. Dan, you got people standing on your car, man. That's not supposed to happen. No server problems. I think that was unfortunately just a client-side disconnect. Also, my client didn't know what to do with the fact that it was disconnecting. Taking a look at the overalls, Dan Brace still leading us in the 46 Alpine, followed up by Kevin Rivera. That hasn't changed since the start. Casey Schutte as well in 3rd, followed up by Darren Thomas in 4th, John Hawley 5th, Paula Brady in 6th, Jeremy Cubbage 7th position. Nice job there to Jeremy Cubbage, making up 5 positions since the start. Unfortunately, didn't catch any of that action. I'm sorry, Jeremy. But great drive nonetheless. You're doing awesome. Keep it up. David Collins right behind him, too. The Noobs R Us train here with CJ Engine involved as well. The CJ Engine Works number 5 with a very damaged AMG, it seems. Well, not very damaged. Jacob Little here in 10th to round out our top 10. We got position changes happening down here as Biddulph has gone off the track and has lost 4 positions as a result. Biddulph really struggling with T1, it seems. A Snoopy update? He's absolutely crushing it in 4th position right now. He is a professional rookie, to say the least. The Hoonigan fan, absolutely smashing it right now. I know, I know, right, Nate? For his first race back, is absolutely incredible, the drive that he's put in. He was joshing us. Yeah. No, I don't think he was. I think he was very serious. Whoo, boy. As Casey Swanseeger was very serious about taking that position from Jacob Little. Jacob Little as well needs to keep an eye from Mike Patrick. Mike Patrick, after losing a couple positions, making contact with Casey Swanseeger in Hawthorne Bend there. As I said before, luckily no damage done really between the two drivers. That was extremely lucky. Got position changes. Wow, what a battle. This is a flight formation here coming in through the final corner now, and it's side by side, a little bit of rubbing there. Alex Ishii on the outside. We see Andy Oak on the inside. It's a straight up German drag race with a Porsche just taking the lead in front of them. That's Jason Provolone coming through T1. That's going to be the advantage to the AMG. We see the Audi sticking with it though on the outside. Goes late under the brakes, makes the send into Druids. Can he get it done? It looks like he does. He's going to have the inside for the next corner. What a send by Alex Ishii. Holy smokes. I want to go back and watch that one from on board. As we are side by side here, coming into the corner. The onboard honestly doesn't do it justice, but what a send. Yeah, Dan, we unfortunately saw that, and the crowd was very disrespectful to your disconnected car as well. They were all standing on it. It was very rude of them. Looks like Jake's front tires are toast. Uh-oh. Well, I hope not, because he has some extreme pressure from Scott Sullivan behind. As well, Steven Music not too far out of the action, and Jason Provolone just kind of getting involved with this train as well. Biddulph doing what he can to get the move done on to Zane Blisket. Oh my goodness, yes, that T1, I don't think Biddulph has the right setup for that T1 in that Audi, because he just seems, every single time he goes through it, he seems like he does it a different way. Just not quite confident. He's confident everywhere else, which is the thing, but it's just that first corner. Scott Sullivan taking advantage of Jacob Church as he has walked to the outside of the track there. Jacob Church as well under threat from Steven Music. Steven Music down the inside. They almost make contact. He's out onto the marbles, but so is Scott Sullivan. Scott Sullivan rejoining right in front of Jason Provolone. Jason Provolone, extreme reactions. Almost gets taken out, but does manage to get the brakes on just in time to not get, well, demolished. Scott Sullivan, what a save as well, to be fair. This is just an unfortunate moment, but everybody there with their head on their shoulders managing to keep it together. Oh, but unfortunately, I think Scott Sullivan, his tires might be gone as well. Jason Provolone's going to take full advantage of that. And some more Nauber support. Nauber down here in P24 doing a great job of it. About 5 seconds off Andy Oak. What the heck? You take your eyes off these guys for 2 seconds and they're bumping and banging like the doors, like the lights are off. It's a knife fight in a phone booth here. And there's what? Andy Oak. Dude. Brown pants moment there for Andy Oak. Might need to take a... he's only got 2 minutes left. He can make it. He won't need to take a pit stop for a new change. Oh, wow. These guys flying in fighter formation for sure. With all this scrapping, that has allowed Nauber to catch up as well. 2.5 seconds just in that one lap gained on Andy Oak. Lizzie Alicea, the Puerto Rican driver in the Ginetta. Who's that behind? That is going to be Kevin Rivera in the Noobzara senior car. Ooh, Omar Schraff has taken to the gravel. And we see Lizzie Alicea getting out of the way there very nicely. What's your idea? Which livery? Okay, hold on. I missed some. Oh, the brown pants. I love it. That's so good. Got to, you know, every now and then you get some skid marks. It happens, right? Alex Ishii immediately back pressuring Scott Sullivan. We come into Druids. Jacob Church is well behind in the Camaro, trying to get whatever he can done. But nothing yet. This is going to be the final lap. We are actually going to see Dan Brace come across the checkered flag this lap. Dan Brace, first position, pole position in qualifying, and a first position in the race. 46 car doing a great job. We have Kevin Rivera in second, followed up by Casey Schutte in third, taking a podium. Great drive there. Darren Thomas taking the red plate win. The professional rookie driver back at it. What a result there for Darren Thomas. Incredible drive. John Hawley is going to be in fifth, followed up by Paula Brady in sixth. Nice job, Paula. Good recovery drive there. I think she started in P8. Let me double check and look. She did. Jeremy Cubbage in seventh position. Great job, Jeremy. Hats off to Jeremy there for a genuinely amazing drive, making up 5 positions or 6 positions? 5 positions by the end. David Collins in 8th. We have CJ Engine 9th fastest. Casey Swanseeger coming across in 10th. Mike Patrick in 11th. Jacob Little in 12th. And so on. Great race 1. Extremely, extremely clean race 1. Not too many yellow flags at all, and the contact that we saw was extremely minimal. Why don't we pop back into the booth while we wait for the qualifying session to roll over. Welcome back, everybody, to the booth. I'm Mike Nause. Yeah, great race. Amazing drive there from Dan Brace, Kevin Rivera, Casey Schutte, as well as the rookies taking it. That would be Thomas with an amazing drive. Darren Thomas, great job in your first race back here. You absolutely smashed it. I don't think there's any denying that. Drivers are going to be immediately back out on track. We do have an outlap, though, 2.6 mile outlap. And Miss Trackalicious is missing out tonight. Missed the Bosca Cos. Where you at? No, it's all right. Life happens. We all understand. Also, I heard you got no practice. You slacking this week? Bristol Boy Gaming, thank you very much for the bits. 14 bits, much appreciated. You got to see Proby's last lap. I unfortunately, I can't. Can I? I can. I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to see it. We don't got time, I don't think, unfortunately. Start practicing tonight. You better see you out there. We got Lizzie out on track. Lizzie managing to place, I think it was the 24th or something like that. I think it was 24th. why don't we hop into the session? Coming for Lizzie? You got some work to do. Lizzie, if you're coming for Lizzie, you got some serious hours to put in the sim, because Lizzie has been grinding. And Kevin Rivera is going to be the first driver to start a lap here tonight. Well, second race, not tonight. Coming out down Paddock Hill Bend into Druids. It's Pilgrim's Rise, my bad. It's same difference. Anyways. Through Graham Hill Bend onto the Cooper Straight. Pushing ever so hard in that Alpine. It's going to be slightly cold tires on this first lap. I know everybody likes to make that excuse. I'm still not that much of a believer in it. But you don't need to... I'm just a commentator. I'm not a driver. So, well, anymore. But coming out into Hawthorne Bend onto the Derek Minter. I want to say Minster. We got Jason Provolone in here. We just need some Derek Minster. That, okay. Through into Dingledell. Nice and clean into Sterling's. Through the clearway. And last but not least, Clark Curve here to set our first lap. That looked like a very tidy lap, to be completely honest, as we now come to the line. What's it going to be for Kevin Rivera? It's going to be a 1:32.1. Not quite what we were expecting. Definitely more time to be gained for sure. Yeah, Tropical, we saw you dropped a couple positions there at the beginning. And then just, yeah, I mean, it happens, you know? You just got to get your head back on your shoulders, head down, and eyes on the road. Dan Brace, he's got his eyes on pole position right now. To be fair, though, so does Casey Schutte, Kevin Rivera, and even Paula Brady. Paula Brady not too far off the pace, only half a second. John Hawley as well contesting. 3/10 off of pole timing. 1:32.3 for John Hawley. Time to beat is a 1:32 dead as it stands. Jason Provolone with a 1:32.4. It's nothing to shake a stick at, that's for sure. That trip to the gravel trap might be. That does bump Paula Brady down to 6th position. And unfortunately, she has invalidated this lap in the lead paw racing. David Collins and the Noobs Are Us. What can he manage to do here? This, of course, being his home track. In fact, he's driven this track in real life. Does it translate to sim? That's the question. Why don't we follow on board with an actual lap? Let's see if he keeps it going here. I'd imagine he will. It's going to be a 1/10 improvement this lap. Not quite what he's looking for. Goes ahead of Jeremy Cubbage right there. No, Jeremy Cubbage came behind him. Oh, no! David Collins. That's not the line. As he gets overtaken by his Noobs Are Us brother, Jeremy Cubbage. Brother and team principal. Although the other Noobs Are Us driver, the Puerto Rican Kevin Rivera here, coming through Hawthorne Bend on pole position and looking to improve. Dan Brace is only 0.02 of a second breathing down the neck there of Kevin Rivera. I think Kevin Rivera here, he's looking to make the gap a little bit more comfortable, and he's on pace to do it. Coming now through the final corner. One more corner to negotiate here. Needs to keep it good. Is a little deep, maybe. but keeps the speed up nonetheless. It's going to be an improvement across the line. And a new fastest lap, 1:31.7 to beat now for the time. Also, Chronotis. Great result there, a 1:32.3. Now that came out of nowhere. Chronotis, I think, always has been good at Brands Hatch, though. I'm pretty sure I've seen him podium here before, if I'm not mistaken, in a longer Trackalicious race. Chronotis is, I think he's a Brands Hatch aficionado. Also have CJ Engine down here, and the CJ Engine works. Santa Cruz on the side. Nice livery. Currently in 8th position. Got a whole lap to go to make up some time. So far, no time gained, but no time lost either. Dan Brace, though. I think we might see a change in podium spots for right now. Remember, we're going down to the 9-minute mark. And Dan Brace there does take the pole position. 1/10 faster exactly than Kevin Rivera. Kevin Rivera has returned to the pits for a small setup change, talk to his engineers, see where he's going wrong on the telemetry, and where he can gain just those couple extra thousandths throughout every single corner, and that will be enough to potentially take that pole position, as it is that close right now. Ooh, Aaron Miller as well. 13th currently. I feel like we should see a little bit more time out of Aaron Miller here by the end of this. He doesn't got much more time to find, though. Well, excuse me, he doesn't have much more time to find the time. I think one more lap is all he's going to get. Maybe two. And Lizzie Alisea showing the love. No idea who you're showing the love to, but you're showing the love, and I love to see it. Ooh, Dan Brace. This is going to be a tough lap to beat. I think we might see the pole position lap that's going to stick here for a while. As he throws the dart at the board, it sticks, and it's probably as close to a bullseye as we're going to get. I think he hit the double 20 there. Kevin Rivera gonna need to, well, hit the triple 20 at this point to gain anything, and he's gonna have one more attempt to do it as well. One Bigley, welcome. I think actually you've already said something. Welcome back. And Paula Brady is in the pits. That's going to be the end of her qualifying. It's going to be 7th fastest at best. But currently, there's only 2 thousandths separating her and Mike Burkov. So we might see a change in positions for that result. Mike Burkov in the... Why does he always pick team names that are hard to pronounce? He does it on purpose. No. I don't know what that says, unfortunately. As we now are seeing these cars start to roll out of the pits, this is going to be the red plate drivers getting ready to come to the end of the pit lane, start their qualifying. Or do they... oh. Wait. Oh, they are out on track. Okay, it is the 9-minute mark. I'm so confused with the... We got too many leagues to pay attention to in terms of how qualifying works. No, it's not a good philosophy to have. Casey Schutte currently in 5th position. I think it's going to stay that way unless he can gain over 2/10 in the final corner. One Bigley dropping a subscription, a gifted subscription to Nate Lamlin. Thank you, Bigley. Much appreciated. We are going to now see the red plate drivers out on track. We also have Chronotis a 7/10 down on his lap. Not going to be an improvement there, unfortunately. Jacob Little, first one out with Casey Swanseeger right behind. We're going to start to see these drivers building a gap. As you can see here, Casey Swanseeger slowing down in the final sector to allow a gap there to the car in front, as well as the 103, and we're going to see this a lot. Lots of queuing from here on into the lap. Why don't we ride along here with Jacob Little? Jacob Little's first attempt, that doesn't make much sense, but it does to me, wasn't the greatest. We saw that he was a bit deep through the corners. The AMG maybe a little bit slow to get heat into the tires, but by the end of the qualifying, he was absolutely flying. I think he was 5th fastest overall. Yeah, Jeremy, unfortunately, you gained 5 positions, and I don't know how. Like, I missed it, and then I saw you in the middle of the stream and was like, man, you're just on your own. You're all on your lonesome. It's a sad world for Jeremy Cubbage out there. But great result nonetheless. It's okay, I won't gain positions again. That's the attitude. Here we go, the 74 car, the first lap of the red plates in this qualifying. What's it gonna be? Time on the board is gonna be a 1:33.9 to beat. It's good enough for, well, 17th fastest now as Casey Swanseeger has decided to go a little bit faster. Seth Lincoln, Scott Sullivan all jumping in behind as well as the laps start to roll in. Steven Music, where is he going to end up? Comes across the line. It's going to be 22nd fastest, slowest on track so far. And taking a look, Scott Sullivan here. Invalidated, actually, as I switched to him pretty much. Omar Schraff coming through the first few corners. Why don't we hop on with Omar, see how he has been doing in the Chromatic Racing Porsche through Druids. Very nice apex on the throttle. Heading, oh, a little bit too fast into the corner. Keeps it in 3rd, though. Down into 2nd. Ooh, the front end there biting up a little bit too much. As we come through Pilgrim's Drop now, heading towards Hawthorne's Bend. Down a gear, down 2 gears. Oh, and that's a little good rotation. Porsche is like a go-kart. I gotta remember that. You use the throttle to steer the thing. Well, that's not really like a go-kart, but you yeet it in and it'll stick. And Jeremy giving some energy to Casey Swanseeger as well. Mara Schraff so far even with his Delta. Needs to find some time here in the final few corners. Coming around the final corner now. On the throttle very nicely though. Heading up the hill, up towards Paddock. Flat out all the way. It's a 1:34.9 for him to beat. Comes across the line, and it's a 1:35.0, unfortunately. So about dead even with his time. Let's see. Where are we in terms of pole positions? We're at Casey Swanseeger sitting on pole position right now with a 1:32.8 for the red plates. That is the time to beat. Benjamin Biddulph in P15. Ooh. Whatever Fool with a rating party of 16. Welcome, the Whatever Fools. That might be rude, I apologize. Hope you had a great stream there, Whatever Fool. Thank you very much for the raid. We're currently in qualifying right now. This is qualifying 2 of our GT4 rookie race. We have 30 drivers on the grid tonight around the 2.6 mile track of Brands Hatch here. Absolutely incredible action we've seen so far. So we have a split qualifying, of course, where we're currently seeing the red plate rookies out on track. Boy, you bunch of fools. Is that not how you... That's not the right word. I don't know how to ask that question. I'm not going to ask. Never mind. Welcome, Nikki. Benjamin Bidoff here, 15th overall, second position in the red plates. Great qualifying so far. Driver that we're looking to see some time gained out of here is Darren Thomas. Darren Thomas yet to set a lap. But we'll see what he can do. He only has about 2 attempts to get a lap in. Andy Oak on a flyer currently, just starting his lap. Check in with the 74 here of Jacob Little. He's about dead even with his Delta, coming around the final few corners now. We're looking also at the 84. 84 currently of Casey Swanseeger. He is down on time, looking to start another lap, so neither driver there gaining any time. The conditions on track are improving, but the times are not quite reflecting it. Scott Sullivan next across the line. There's going to be an improvement, 1/10 gained. This keeps him 24th fastest overall, though. And thank you, Bu8 Tub. Bu8 Tube. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Whatever Fool. Have a great night yourself. And some love there shown for the number 28 car there, Jason Nauber. Jason Nauber with a tremendous amount of support from chat. You absolutely love to see that. The Noobs R Us junior driver making his debut in the AMG. He's going to be crossing the line here soon to set another time. I think it's going to be about even with his previous, though. But yeah, Jason doing everything he can, putting every bit of effort he's got out there on track right now and doing an excellent job of it, too. Great name, and that's coming from someone with the name of Jason Provolone. Ooh, Scott Sullivan clips the wall. That is going to be the end of Scott Sullivan's qualifying. He will no longer be able to improve. 24th fastest. Oh my goodness, Scott Sullivan is not going to be happy with that second qualifying. The first qualifying went so much better. Maybe some incorrect setup there or something. I'm not sure. Something has changed from the first race there for Scott Sullivan. Alex Ishii, 23rd fastest. Still a few more drivers to cross the line, Lizzie Alisea being one of them. Why don't we hop on board with Lizzie for the final few laps? It's Thomas. Okay, fair enough. Where did Thomas come across the line at? So Lizzie Alisea comes across the line at 139.5. And Thomas, who came across the line simultaneously, has crossed the line in 12th position. 12th position is going to be fast enough for pole in the rookies, just beating out Casey Swanseeger there for P12. And yes, Bidoff, you're in third Will that change, though? Jacob Little, he's going to be heading towards the line. Can he get the pole position? No, he can't. Next to come across the line is going to be, I'm not sure who that was, but nonetheless, not going to be fast enough to take the podium away there from Biddulph. He stays in the class podium spot. As we're back onto the grid here, getting ready for race 2, as it is the one thing that is certain in every single race. It's the calm before the storm. Sort of like the Somme or the Waterloo Offensive, you know? Just the day before, birds chirping and everything is ready, but now there are going to be thousands of horses prancing along here in terms of horsepower through this wonderful 2.6 mile track at Brands Hatch. Why don't we go get in here, though, and meet our drivers. If I can get to the music. And, yeah. Let's get in here. We got 30 drivers on the grid here to introduce, and starting in pole position once again. It's going to be another Alpine lockout. The Alpine's looking really, really dominant as of late. But it's going to be Dan Brace and Kevin Rivera for the first 2 slots. John Hawley, the 410 in P3, lined up next to Chronotis, who's on the second row there. Great result from Professor Chronotis. Casey Schutte lining up on row 3 there, 5th position, followed up by Jason Provolone in 6th. Paula Brady, 7th fastest, lined up next to Mike Burkov in 8th. CJ Engine is going to be 9th fastest. The number 5 CJ Engine Works AMG lined up next to David Collins to round out our top 10. The Noobs R Us driver. Of course, this is his home track. He's looking to make some ground up for sure here. The number 17 driver, of course. Jeremy Covage, 33 car in P11. The team principal over there at Noobs R Us, followed up by Darren Thomas. Darren Thomas in P1 for the red plates, of course. The 613 Aston Martin, the Hoonigan fan, lined up next to Casey Swanseeger, who is going to be in P2 for the red plates, 13th overall. Mike Patrick, 14th fastest, lined up next to Aaron Miller in the Viper Racing number 90 car. Benjamin Biddulph, 16th fastest, otherwise known in 3rd for his class, the 776. Ricardo Sapien, 17th fastest, lined up next to Adam King, the number 2 Beefy Camaro, the AKR, in P18. Jacob Church, 19th fastest, lined up next to Jacob Little to round out our top 20. Zane Bliskett, 21st fastest, that's hard to say, lined up next to Seth Lincoln in 22nd. Stephen Music in 23rd, followed up by Alex Ishii in 24th. Scott Sullivan, 25th fastest, and Andy Oak, 26th. Omar Ashraf, 27th in the Chromatic Racing Porsche, lined up next to Jason Nauber in the Noobs R Us Jr., lined up next to the Noobs R Us Jr. is going to be the Noobs R Us Jr. of Lizzie Alicea. And taking the final position on the grid, last but not least, of course, is going to be the number 463 QV Motorsport by BASF of Daniel Versosa. Cars are underway. I didn't time that well with my with the music at all. Livery didn't load. Yeah, we'll have to work on that for next week. Just make sure you message me in the meantime. I don't know, you're probably driving now, so. And Tropical Dragon, what was I even trying to say? Tropical Dragon giving some love there to Lizzie Alicea, showing some energy. Lizzie's going to need it. She's going to be battling away with the fellow Noobs R Us driver here in for P28 as it stands. But overall, Dan Brace, he has to be very happy with how his past few races have gone, as he took the win last week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check that. Oh, I forgot about that. Dan Brace took race 1, and of course Corey Hampshire took race 2. I forgot about that. Dan Brace. Where did he finish in race 2? Anyways. With Paula Brady lining up in 7th. She'll be a bit more happy with that qualifying result, I feel, than last time around. Jason Provolone in 6th, though. That's a result you like to see. As we now hit our brakes, everybody is going to get into their positions 2x2 Noah's Ark formation as we get ready to round the final corner. The driver is going to be eager to get underway here. Kevin Rivera. He's going to want some redemption for last time around. He didn't quite get the start he wanted. Casey Schutte, though, isn't going to be breathing down his neck this time. It's going to be John Hawley instead. Cronotis needs to close up that gap there a little bit, but we're coming around the final corner, heading towards the line. I'm Mike Nause in the booth. Of course, we got Dan Brace on pole, Kevin Rivera in P2. Alpine front row lockout here at Brands Hatch for race 2 of the GT4s, and we are green at Brands Hatch one more time. It's going to be a smashing start there for Kevin Rivera, heading now down the hill into Paddock Hill Bend. He has to tuck in behind, but Cronotis immediately trying to make a move there onto John Hawley. John Hawley goes defensive onto the inside, but needs to be careful from behind as we have the massive Constantina effect. 3 wide momentarily. Paula Brady trying to get her nose involved. Backs out of it, though. The Noobs R Us driver almost shoving Paula Brady through that corner. Everything so far so good. We do see a yellow flag behind. I'm not sure if that was Omar Schraff. I think we see some... Oh, Paula Brady rejoining. That's going to be a... Ooh, that was very, very close. Very close. Casey Swanseeger having to dodge out of the way just a little bit, but oh no, Biddulph gets clipped by David Collins. The lunge from David Collins spins Biddulph into the middle of the track. Everybody parts the sea, though, and manages to get by. We also have another collision. Aaron Miller, what has happened to Aaron Miller? Let's go back and see that incident that unfolded there. Aaron Miller coming into... Oh, he got caught up in this. Did he? Oh, he got clipped. Wow, he got really clipped by Biddulph. I missed that. The battling between Paula Brady there and Casey Swanseeger was ever ruthless, and it still is, as we see there. Adam King actually getting by Paula Brady. Paula Brady onto the grass and under pressure from Mike Patrick behind. Mike Patrick trying to get the job done. Makes another bit of contact. It's a lot of bumping and banging this first lap here. Jacob Little on the outside of the final corner. Needs to carry that speed, and a lot of it doesn't quite get it done. It's AMG versus AMG power there. It's going to be tricky to out-drag him on the worst line. Dan Brace did hold the lead. Oh, man. Jacob Little was in too deep there, unfortunately, onto the gravel, losing 2 positions at the very least. In fact, he's going to lose a 3rd to Jacob Church. Maybe even a 4th to Steven Music. We also have the 2 QV Motorsports by BASF brothers out there on the track. The Brazilian and the Mexican driver. Mike Burkhoff has passed Jason Provolone for P5 while that was happening. Darren Thomas in P9 currently. Trying to take the fight to CJ Engine. Make it a quick one. Alex Ishii, though, I think he is also going to be trying to take the fight, but oh man, there's fights everywhere as we have 2x2x2. Wait, 2x2. No, just, yeah. Wait, oh no. Jacob Church. Now is not the time for math. Steven Music is in the wall, everybody. Why don't we go back and get another camera angle at that one? As the, whichever BASF that is in the back, I think got out pretty clean. Oh, they both made it out fairly clean. A little bit of contact there, and everybody else just piling in behind, basically. Biddulph, unfortunately, down to P28. We now are completing lap 2 of Brands Hatch here. Ricardo Sapien behind his teammate. No idea if there are team orders in place or not. By the looks of it, there isn't. The 263, I think, is going to be trying to make a move relatively soon on to Daniel Versosa. We'll check back in with that. No, we won't. We're going to check in with it now because we see Daniel Versosa wash wide onto the grass, and that allows as well Seth Lincoln to slip by. Seth Lincoln now, ever the opportunist, going to be trying to get by Ricardo Sapien in not too short a time. Lizzie Alicea, uh-oh. He has found the grass, unfortunately, but David Collins has found Scott Sullivan. He found the outside line and a lot of speed. Manages to get the overtake done before we even get to Hawthorne, man, before we even get close. Seth Lincoln as well lost a position. Uh-oh, Lizzie Alicea seems to be really struggling this race. As Lizzie has returned to the garage. Hopefully we see her back out on track soon enough. David Collins, the lunge on to Nauber. Scott Sullivan not too far behind. Andy Oak and Alex Ishii are thick in the battle right now. So is David Collins. So David Collins, I think this is going to be the move on the outside. Takes the long way around and makes it look easy, does David Collins. Great overtake there on to Jason Nauber. Jason Nauber in P24 as it stands. Scott Sullivan, though, looking to maybe make him into P25. Oh my goodness. Aaron Miller and Biddulph, they managed to make contact a little bit earlier in the race, we saw. Not to either of their faults, but they're getting a little bumpy again, it seems. Benjamin Biddulph, this of course as well his home track. Couple British folk here tonight in the race. And Ricardo Sapien here in the QV Motorsport by BASF. Right behind Jacob Church in the one Bigley. Ryan Normal, a.k.a. John, supporting the Noobs Are Us boys. You love to see it. Noobs Are Us boys and gals. Gotta remember. Jason Provolone has lost another position. Casey Schutte has been promoted to 6th. And Provolone seemingly struggling. He was up a position at the start, but managing so far to kind of go backwards a little bit. Also have Darren Thomas here currently leading the red plates, with the likes of Jeremy Cubbage right behind, as well as CJ Engine in front. Bit of a gap separating them for now. We also have Ricardo Sapien trying to deal with Jacob Church again. Oh, and Proby just caught up. That makes sense. And Atlas Magnus. Oh my goodness. I am not dyslexic at all. All of the cheese support in chat. Currently, though, we are seeing, or we just saw rather, a lovely overtake happen there. Jacob Church bumped down. Uh-oh, what has happened? There's been a little bit of bumping, it seems, between CJ Engine and Thomas here. Darren Thomas, ooh, trying to capitalize on an opportunity. Oh my, yeah. CJ Engine made an error in the corner before that, which kind of caused a bit of an offset speed difference, and I think coming into the corner, Thomas just didn't expect the braking that early. For Cheddar, personally, hits. We don't need you here, I'm sorry. No, that's all right. Cheddar is the most popular cheese in the world for whatever reason. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even if it's wrong. Provolone, no! What has happened? Provolone is retired out of frustration. What just happened? Oh, he got shoved off the track by the 84. That was a bit rude. The 84, Casey Swanseeger there, getting his elbows out a little bit. No doubt there, maybe a little bit too much. Swiss is where it's at, to be honest. Uh-oh, Nauber is brutally taking out the polystyrene barrier and taking some of it with him. Why don't we see what's led up to that? Oh my! As that is Music there. Steven Music on the... Oh, and... that was not Steven Music's fault, and that was also not Jason Nauber's fault. Well, I mean, it was... He made an error. But yeah, Jason Nauber, unfortunately, just kind of got a bit of oversteer when he was coming back on after touching a tire onto the grass, which caused him to pitch into the other car there. And he got the worst end of the stick. Speedy High Flyer redeeming a hydrate. Great idea. Sip of Monster. Had damage before, better to just retire. Provolone, you never quit. It's rule number 1. The cheese man, out of all the people, you let your fans down today, Provolone. Benjamin Biddulph, though, side by side with Steven Music. Steven Music seems to find all the action. Down the inside. Oh, Biddulph with a bit of overspeed. In fact, he had to hit his brakes mid-corner, which is going to allow Aaron Miller to slip by. That's it. I'm switching to Gouda. There's a Provolone. Look what you've done. You've caused a revolt. Now nobody is going to enjoy delicious smoky cheese anymore. But, well, delicious smoky cheese, but also for a reasonable price. As this battle seems to be never ending. I feel like I could tune back into this in 10 minutes, even though the race isn't going to be going, and it'll still be going. David Collins down in P19. Dropped 9 positions from the start. He does manage to get by Andy Oak there. Or excuse me, that was Alex Ishii. Andy Oak is a bit further back. Andy Oak is right behind Alex Ishii now. The 82 car still in the pits. I'm still just waiting for him to come out. Provolone, you got to at least take the checkered. It's about the honor, you know? Or something like that. I know there's no honor amongst thieves or something, but, you know. It's the principle, right? Or something like that. I don't know. I just work here. Don't melt down on us now, Provolone. Professor Chronotis has caught up to Casey Schutte in this closing stages of the race. Full onboard lap. Who's it going to be with? Provolone? Oh, Aaron Miller. You got it. Aaron Miller in a bit of a train right now, and actually the perfect time to pick up a full onboard lap as we're just coming around the final corner now. Whoa, my goodness. The Porsche is a go-kart. Just keep that in mind, guys. Of course, the flat 6 engine, rear engine car coming into T1 now. Definitely need to hydrate before this. I'm losing my voice. Through Druids now. Bit of a stab at the throttle mid-corner. A little early on the brakes. But also keeping in mind that we're following Steven Music here. Interesting way to take that corner. bit of a correction. There's the error, though, from the car in front. Steven Music has made a mistake that might give us the opportunity we need here to gain, but that Aston Martin is quick. Through the corners, though, the Porsche is nimble. This is not the greatest overtaking opportunity, though. Coming in through the Westfield bend into Dingledell. Right on the bumper there. Bit of a moment of oversteer. Coming through Sterling's now. Oh my goodness, milking a cow. Aaron Miller battling that thing like a frisky zebra. As he comes to the line now to complete what is the 9th lap here of Brands Hatch heading on to the 10th. And Paula Brady here. Gonna be making the move onto Casey Swanseeger down the inside of Hawthorne. Yes, a frisky zebra. I don't know. I couldn't think of anything else in the moment. Sorry. 79 car is off. That's Lizzie Alisea. Oh no. Lizzie. Holy Paula Brady. Sheesh. What happened there? I think she just got a little distracted. I think she saw the car on the outside and thought, well, I'm going to go there too. Yep. Oops. Well, that was not something on my announcer bingo. You know, we strive to impress here at Trackalicious. What has happened between the 43 car? Oh my goodness, there's absolute carnage. Scott Sullivan. Oh, is this a big drift? And a big hit. You hate to see that one. Lots of damage picked up. Paula Brady sliding like it's the NHL playoffs. Lizzie Alisea, unfortunately, still stationary out in Dingledell. She has made her home at Dingledell. There we go. Oh, she's returned to the pits. Never mind. David Collins. Oh, no. That's Ricardo Sapien off onto the side there. Oh, as we're going to be able to get through as well. It looks like it. David Collins just getting that position, capitalizing on the compromised line that was from Ricardo Sapien. Trying to combine my words. Oh, man, what an exit, though, from the BMW. Trying to stick it right back to David Collins. David Collins, though, late on the brakes with that McLaren. It's going to be side by side through the final corner now onto the start-finish not so straight. Ricardo Sapien looking for the moment. Pop on board here. Well, the moment is now going to be a bit more work. Alex Ishii and Andy Oker scrapping away, though. I have no idea who's ahead at this engagement, but I think they just swapped positions 3 times. For now, though, Alex Ishii is firmly on top. Jacob Church trying to pick up the scraps as well, and it looks like he might do just that, actually. Maybe not, though, as, yep, Alex Ishii washed wide, which gave Andy Oak the position. These two are basically, well, they're just trading back and forth. It's very entertaining. Pop on board with Paula Brady. A little bit of lag there, but that's all right. I think that was just us. Oh, no! Jacob Church, or that's Adam King, excuse me. Wide as we're side by side through Dingledell. This is not a corner you want to go side by side through. Oh, P2, and that was almost why. Both drivers, though, with enough skill to keep that held on, luckily. That was very close. And Aaron Miller, or excuse me, David Collins side by side with Seth Lincoln. Stop Go 30 picked up for Lizzie Alisea. Not sure how she managed to pick up a Stop Go 30 by returning to garage. Speeding in the pits for teleporting? I don't know. Anyways, it's unfortunate. She's going to be returning back to track at least. Yeah, Moriko, it's just this track in general. It's a very flowing track. It's a dance, you know. It's sort of like, I feel like you need to listen to some snake charming music and be the Cobra on this track. It's about the fast flowing, being in the rhythm, in the zone. Like I say, you gotta be the Cobra that you are inside. And Ricardo safe. The leaders finished this race? What? That happened quickly. Dan Brace has won. And Kevin Rivera in second. John Hawley third. Mike Burkhoff fourth. Not gonna lie, I thought we had like 5 more minutes to go. Paula Brady has yellow flag. Oh, unfortunately, luckily it keeps out of the barrier. CJ Engine with Thomas right behind. Thomas, I think, takes that first position. Yes, he does. First position for the red plates. Dancing code. Don't worry, I got plenty more of those where that came from. When I remember to do them. Side by side to the line, though. This is going to be a tight finish as we go. It's a photo finish, and it looked like Ricardo Sapien got it at the very, very end. Is this the second week in a row that Ricardo Sapien has had a photo finish? Oh, come on, give me my mouse back. It won't give me my mouse. I can't. Why is it not giving me my mouse? That was not what I wanted. It broke. Unfortunately, I didn't see that at the very end. I want to, though. The camera. Oh my goodness. And now the session's ending, even though I got it. That was an intense battle right up to the line that we are unfortunately not going to be able to review, it looks like. Maybe we get another angle at it here as we come to the line. There's no angle, though, that gives the how close it was. Lame. Well, great race, though, nonetheless. Let's pop back into the booth. And let's try to round up some of our race winners. Gonna have some driver interviews after this. Time to, yeah, I'm cool out. Yeah. Great drive, though. Let's see here. Let's get the replay up while we locate some drivers. Oh, look at that. Everybody's in the green room. Ask and you shall receive. Any red plates or white plates that are here that podiumed, if you could go in the green room that aren't here already, that'd be awesome. We are going to grab everybody. Welcome, welcome, one and all. We are going to start with, unfortunately, we don't have our race winner here, but we do have our P2 both times around, Kevin Rivera. Kevin, you want to start? You muted? There you go.
I tried.
There you go.
I'm on you. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing amazing. Great drive. I mean, I didn't seem like you had too much battles on track that time around, but you managed to hold second through and through.
Yeah. First race was pretty good. Then that second race, for a couple laps, I lost talent, and P3 was catching up real fast. So I was a little bit nervous, but thank God the leader, I guess he slowed down a bit. and took that final lap when he did. Because then I would have gotten passed by P3.
Well, you managed to hold on.
Oh yeah, pretty good. I like it.
As well, we have, let's see here, I guess everyone in here is, no, John Hawley, that's right. You are no longer a red plate. I'm too used to you being a red plate. Of course, you're a white plate now. Dude, great drive.
Yeah, did not expect the pace at all. I'm actually quite shaking a little bit. It's my first podium, like, outright. So, you know, just had the tires in the right window. And, yeah, Rivera, it was crazy to see Rivera and Braze within my view for half of the race. I was like, do I actually have this pace? It was wild.
I mean, you showed it in qualifying with your second qualifying round. That lap that you put in was absolutely incredible. You qualified 4th.
Yeah, qualifying was great. Really surprising. Yeah, just everything in the right window, I guess.
Well, that's all you can really ask for, and great job. I mean, massive congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. We're celebrating here at the home.
I'm trying to get Darren Thomas. Let me see here. Darren, are you ready for your interview? I see you keep kind of popping out. It's up to you.
Can you hear me? I'm not sure how to get this microphone.
You sound, we hear you loud and clear. You are perfect.
All right, great.
Dude, the professional rookie is what I'm hearing from you.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm as shocked as anyone else, and I didn't expect to do nearly so well. I'm very happy. The races were super clean.
They were extremely clean.
I did taunt somebody once, but luckily it didn't seem to hurt him too much, and I'll try to find him and apologize for that in a little bit.
I think was that Kevin Rivera? Or no, that wasn't Kevin Rivera. Never mind. Excuse me. That was not disregard. It wasn't. It was Jacob. Was it Jacob? I swear it's someone in here. But
don't recall his name. Number 5, car number 5.
Okay. But
anyway,
yeah,
I'll be speaking with Aaron to see about seeing if he can change me over to the pro rookies.
Perfect. As you've already earned your spot there, but awesome. I mean, hey, you showed not only to yourself but to everybody that you know, you got the pace. You still got it in you. I know you haven't. How much ACC have you played overall?
I think total, including when I was using a controller and single player, is about 500 hours.
Okay. So yeah, a couple.
And after today's races, I might have about 5 hours in GT4.
Fair enough. But no, great drive, man. Absolutely incredible performance, qualifying and race.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And I think this is the one driver that really everyone wants to hear from, at least in chat. Sorry, Casey, not to take the storm, but Jacob Little, you got some support in chat, and great job on your podium.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I kind of shocked myself with that first qualifying session there. What was I, like, qualified 6? I couldn't maintain it. And then the BMW that was disconnecting and reconnecting in front of me kind of unnerved me a little bit. Couldn't keep track of where it was, and it was like it would magically appear in front of me, and then I was in it, and it was flying off to the right, and I think for the next qualifying session, I was still a little shaky from that.
Fair enough. Well, nonetheless, though, dude, congratulations. I think you've made a lot of people happy tonight. People back at the factory as well, of course.
Thank you.
And then last but not least, of course, Casey Swanseger. Dude, where has this pace come from? You have seemingly come out from the doldrums and have pulled this pace just in the recent weeks, and it has shown, really. What's changed?
Lots of practice.
Well, it's really showing.
I mean, I've practiced just as much last season, but maybe it's clicking better now. The Porca, I don't have the Porca to kill me anymore.
That might be.
So, like, last season, I spent a lot of time spun around backwards, as you can recall. because you hit a curb wrong or barely touch a blade of grass and that thing spun around. So I don't know.
But no, dude, congratulations. I'm happy to see you up here on the podium. I think this is your third or fourth podium at this point, isn't it? Who's
don't
counting,
know how
right?
I don't know where I finished both races. I know it was up there, but I'm not sure exactly amongst the rookies where. But last week was my first podium, I think.
It was? Okay, fair enough. But you're doing awesome, man. So
Thanks.
congratulations to that. Congratulations to your podium. Congrats to everybody. We're going to be wrapping up the stream here. So thank you guys. You guys are all free to go. And not you, chat. You're not free to go. We are going to be raiding. We are going to raid Mr. Matty A. Looks like Viper, GT3, otherwise known as Aaron Miller, has already sent his raid over there. So he's going to be... We got a whole Trackalicious community coming together. So make sure we go check him out. Drop him a follow. Thank you guys so much for the support on today's stream. You guys are awesome. Monday Rookies is always my favorite league. I think everybody's as well. Hope everyone has a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in this fine world. I'm Mike Nause, and take it easy.